Hey everybody, it's David Sirota talking to you from Denver, Colorado, where a very big political story has been unfolding over the last few weeks. You may have heard that there was an explosion at a home in Colorado, a deadly explosion that killed 2 people. That home was near an oil well. That explosion happened in the middle of a supercharged political debate here in the state about oil and gas development, fracking and drilling. In the state legislature this year, there was a bill designed to limit fracking and drilling near schools. There's been a lot of concerns raised that drilling and fracking operations near population centers, near hospitals, and near schools are not great for the health and safety of the kids in the schools, the people in the hospitals, and people in these population centers. So the Democrats in the legislature ran a bill that would have set back or forced oil and gas drilling operations to be set further away from schools. The Colorado Senate Republicans voted down that bill after it passed the House. And then days later, there was this explosion at a home near a well, and the company who owned the well is now shut down 3,000 wells across the state. A lot of fear and concern that the wells across the state may not be safe. What we reported at International Business Times, we dug through the campaign finance records, and we found that a huge amount of oil and gas campaign contributions flowed into the fundraising apparatus of the Colorado Senate Republicans in the months leading up to their vote against this bill. They basically killed the bill. $738,000 from oil and gas donors went into the fundraising apparatus that supported the election campaigns of the Colorado Senate Republicans before they voted that bill down. And that wasn't just the only bill they voted down. In the same session, those Colorado Senate Republicans voted down another bill designed to better regulate what's known as forced pooling, where effectively oil and gas companies can force homeowners and landowners to allow for oil and gas development on their land. After the explosion, this gets even more mind-boggling. After the explosion, and after all that campaign money went into the Senate Republicans, there was another bill that came up to say that homeowners should be able to see the maps of where oil and gas lines and oil and gas wells are sited throughout the state so that homeowners can at least see where this oil and gas infrastructure is in case they are concerned. It would have forced the oil and gas companies to publish or make publicly available the maps of all that oil and gas infrastructure. The Senate Republicans voted even that bill down, effectively barring homeowners or making it hard for homeowners to even know if oil and gas infrastructure is near their home. And again, this is following a huge amount of oil and gas money coming into the Senate Republicans who are voting this down. And the Senate Republicans have a very slim majority in the Colorado Senate, and they have used that majority to protect the oil and gas industry. This is a very, very big fight that's been happening in the state. The governor right now is talking about potentially a special session of the legislature. Not clear whether it will deal with those issues or not. A lot of public outrage, a lot of public concern about these health and safety issues. And in this instance, you can really see the power of the oil and gas industry in terms of its huge amount of campaign contributions that flow in, its lobbying. A lot of the donations were from the same companies that state records show lobbied against these bills. The money coming in from those companies, and then months later, these Republicans voting down these measures that are relatively modest measures simply to either make sure that people can see or know where oil and gas infrastructure is near their homes, or set back that oil and gas equipment from places like schools where there are a lot of children, a lot of people around. So this is going to be, I think, a continuing fight in Colorado, where we have some of the biggest natural gas reserves in the world. And I think it exemplifies many of the fights that we've seen over fracking and drilling in states and cities across the country.